Heroes and heroines of all ages. When the world tells you to get a life, you're always welcome at the One Up Block. My name is Dan the Man, your host, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Shantae. When we last left off, we fought Risky Boots. She attacked our town, and now we have to go stop her because she stole our uncle's steam engine, or blah blah blah. We don't really know what's going on with everybody right now. There's also some weird people walking around, and you may notice it is nighttime. Hello, what do you have to say? How's it going, Shantae? I haven't seen the Sky and Bolo around lately. Aren't they friends of yours? Yeah, so that's some dialogue that tells you about Shantae. What do you have to say? Have you ever heard of the zombie caravan? They stop at a different place each night, always roaming. I've heard they'll buy your brains if you're willing to sell them. That's pretty funny. See, that's the kind of charm that I like in my video games. But because it's nighttime, we can go to the dance parlor. Hooray! And this is an easy way to make some money. Hello, you have anything to say? No, you don't. Hello, person that strangely looks like me. Game Boy limitations, you know. You here to dance? Why, yes I am. Great, which rank will you try? Higher rank means bigger winnings. We're gonna go with C because, frankly, C is pretty easy. You get a lot of money. If you do perfect, you get like 75 gems for it. It takes money to make money. Beat it. Oh, it takes money. Okay, so I have to do the lower ranks to get here first, so I guess that means I gotta do something else. Rank D? You're ret to go. Knock 'em dead. So ret to go is actually like a little in-joke with way forward apparently, so that's pretty funny. One of the Steam achievements you get is actually, I'll talk about that in a second because we're playing DDR basically. And I'll be quiet for a second. As you heard there, you had to kind of do it with a beat, and the slower the beat is, it's actually harder to do. Hopefully I actually made it there. I did. We got some earnings. What did we get? Bonus, 10 gems. Fantastic. You beat rank D. Alright. You guys got to watch her dance. Boo. Wow, you really worked the crowd in there. You earned 36 gems. Try again. Yeah, I'm going to try it again because I felt like that was pretty pathetic. And I do want a good chunk of change right quick, so we're going to hurry up and go in and do it one more time before we start our adventure. Alright. Alright, perfect. I wanted to be quiet so I can get a perfect so you could see how much money you can make. You need to make at least 18 for this game to win. And I made a total of 24, yep. Bonus, 35 gems. Alright. Ta-da! She's so adorable. The animations in this game are so fantastic. Wow, you really worked the crowd in there. You earned 74 gems. Try again. Nah, it's okay. You're scaring off the customers. Yeah, as you just said, I worked them up. Jerk. But, yeah, that's basically the that's an easy way to make money, number one. There's an even easier way to make money, if you can believe that. But it's nighttime, so that kind of blows for me. But, you know, you're not the one playing, so you don't have to worry about it. But I don't have to really worry about it either. I'm really familiar with this game, so I know exactly what to expect. Also, the music is fantastic in this game, if you can't hear it. Unfortunately, the Game Boy limitations, you know, kind of make it a little iffy in places, but they worked with what they could, or they worked with it the best they could with what they had, so it's actually pretty kicking if you're listening to it. Some sound effects will cut the music out, unfortunately, because this is the Game Boy, you know. There's a firefly up there, but we're not going to get it yet. I'm going to save all the fireflies for later. Sorry. Not doing that because, quite frankly, there's some of them you can't reach unless you have all the power-ups. So, you know, there's no point in grabbing them. We'll just do a whole run-through. I'll use a walkthrough and we'll get all of them in a, I'll just make a whole video of us collecting every single firefly, so if you need to collect them, or you want to collect them for whatever reason, and you're following this as a guide, I'll have a specific episode for that. But, welcome to this little forest area. Basically, you can kill the enemies and get money, which, if you want to buy your spells, that's something you should be doing. But for the most part, you can just ignore them. I'm gonna ignore them. If you want to farm them for money and go back and buy like a pike ball or something, that's totally cool. You do that. I don't need to. As far as everything goes, I'm gonna try and keep this Let's Play going, because if I don't need something, I'm not gonna use it because it's pointless. Obviously, it's just gonna slow me down to grind for money and go grab something. Oh, I did not see that hole. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to start all over. Holy shit, that sucks. But I have a lot of money. I could have bought something back in town before I left. I probably should have, but I'm gonna kind of save up. There is some stuff I do want to buy and show off later. Like, for instance, I am gonna show off the Game Boy Advance mode where everything's enhanced. Just for a few seconds, because there is something special you get if you're playing on the Game Boy Advance. I can't tell you what it is at this particular point in time because it'll be spoiling. But, I mean, I guess if you played Shantae before, or you know about Shantae at all, you know what it is. But regardless, I'm going to stick to my word and not spoil things, because if you're watching my Let's Plays and it's your first time watching the game, I'd like it to be kind of a surprise, you know? Even though it's kind of more of a surprise for you if you're playing the game than if you're watching, but still, regardless. Here's a save station. Hello, Shantae, would you like to save? Blah, blah, blah. He's just going to tell us the same thing he told us. So, yes, save your game. You see down here we have 3 lives, and the magic jars. The magic jars is how many magic spells you currently have, like for your pike ball or whatever. But your lives, if you run out of lives, you don't, like, get a game over. You kind of just go back to the last save point you were at, and everything you did previously before you died is saved. Which really sucks if you die if you get a quote-unquote game over in, like, a dungeon. This place kind of sucks because those things like to pop out. Also, there's snakes. You can farm these guys for money if you'd like. They do drop a good chunk of chains here and there. I'd like a heart if I can get one. There it is. Bye-bye. Thank you. But, as you can see, this game is really pretty. Just, like, good sprite work. Shantae looks a little wonky. A lot of the humans do kind of look a little wonky, but that's a limitation of the Game Boy. It's not the team. If you've seen any of WayForward's work, like, recently, like Mighty Switch Force or any of that, they do really nice sprite work. They do, like, just Gaia 1 and 2 grade sprite work, which is really good. Even this is, you know, pushing... I want to say that they left things as simple as they are. Like, Shantae is really basic of a sprite, as you can clearly tell. But, like, I feel like they did that just so they could get the best animations out of her. Because with so little detail in her for right now on the Game Boy, they can make her do all this cool stuff. Like, look at this. Look at this. It's so fluid when she does things. Her little butt wiggle, whapping her hair, jumping. When she jumps, her hair falls with her, and then it actually gets like a little, you can see it flapping in the wind as you are falling faster, you know? So it's just really charming. Right now, if you didn't know, we're on our way to Watertown. I didn't mention what we were doing, sorry. But, oh, it's nighttime. Nighttime is bad because the enemies do more damage. They don't do more damage, actually. Sorry, that's a lie. They take more hits to kill, except for these guys. These guys still can be just whapped to death because they suck. But what can you do? They're little snake people coming out of the wall. They kind of have it rough. I'm just whapping them to death. I'm really the asshole here. Ooh, there it is. Thank you. I don't need another one. Goodbye. Thanks for the extra money, though. And coming over here, we should be... Yep, we're at Watertown. Heard. Is it Watertown? Yeah, it's Watertown. Okay, so Watertown has all the same things as Scuttletown, except instead of, you should look for them in all sorts of places. If you catch enough of them, something good is bound to happen. Instead of Mimic's dock, we have Bolo's gazebo. Bolo is one of I was about to say Shantae. Is one of Shantae's friends. We have an item shop here that actually sells different shit. Firefly Shrine, which is where we take the fireflies once we collect them all. A bathhouse, a save room, a Watertown gate, and that's it. So right now I'm going to go show off what's in the item shop. Because, you know, why not? I don't think there's too many new things here, but... What can I do for you? We have float muffins. Float muffins basically make it to where you cannot fall in a pit and die, which you can actually use to your benefit because if you fall in a pit, you don't just get taken out of the pit immediately. You bounce off the bottom screen, so you kind of do a little hop. And there's one particular area where we can use that to our advantage to get a upgrade, which is pretty neat, if I can remember where that is later. We have exit candy, which you use to exit a dungeon, which is never really that useful unless you go back in a dungeon to look for warp squids that you missed. But really, there's never... Once you've done what you need to in a dungeon, it's pretty easy to find most of the squids. Enough to do what we need to do in the game. You don't need every squid. You only probably need enough to get 2 dances for 2 towns. Because I know that you just trust me on this one. You don't need all the squids. It's not that big of a deal. Then we have 10 flash bolts, which are... I'm not actually sure what they are. Attack from a distance. Oh, that's just like a fireball thing. Then we can buy the boot, which double tap up for a 2-hit spin kick. This just lets you do this cool little jump attack thing. This lets you do another spin kick in the air after you do the first kick. And then you have this, which you hold down the button to charge up an elbow attack. And then Tiara lets you do a spin attack at the end of the charge attack. These 4 I will not be getting until the end of the game because, quite frankly, they are utterly useless. Which, again, they're supposed to make you stronger, but they don't really... They hinder you more than anything else. They actually will get you hurt more than anything else in the game if you use them to try and take enemies out. So I'm going to get them at the end of the game and show off what they do. But during the main playthrough, we're not touching them because they suck dick. Everybody clear on that? Let's go to Bolo's gazebo. I like that it's called a gazebo. What the hell is a gazebo anyway? Hello. Hi, Bolo. I thought I'd find you here. We've got an emergency in Watertown. Things have been rather exciting here, too. We just got a visit from the infamous lady pirate, Risky Boots. She came here already, and she didn't attack? Pwah, not at all. She just wanted directions to the Dribble Fountain. What? You didn't give them to her, did you? Yeah, sure. She sure was pretty. And that outfit, whoo-hoo! You imbecile. Now you've got to get there first. Where is this place? You probably passed it on the way here. The aqueduct below it is locked up tight, though. I suppose I could show you how it opens. You bet you will. You're in the doghouse as it is. I'll meet you at the Dribble Fountain, and you better be there. Okay, so that's where we have to go. You probably noticed it. I did not bring attention to it on purpose because I thought it'd be funny if you guys picked up on it. If I didn't say anything about it and you picked it up on your own. There was a giant eyeball door gate that we passed along the way to Watertown, and that's where we have to go. This game could be kind of difficult on your first playthrough, so like this actually took me a lot longer to do on my first playthrough because I had to figure out where I was going and whatnot, and these guys suck so much. I hate them. Traveling in Shantae 1 can be kind of a pain in the butt. If only because the screen is so close. Like, the sprite size of Shantae right now, and this is a limitation, it's nothing you should be mad at the game for, the game designers. Like I said, the games in the future games in the series fix a lot of the problems, and one of the problems is the camera's too zoomed in. I don't really think you can call it a camera because it's a 2D game. The sprites are too big, let's go with that. The future games kind of smallens up the pixels because it's like Game Boy Advance quality, you know. Makes everything easier to see coming. A lot of the enemies you can't really see at all coming, which means you're probably going to see me take a lot of pop shots. Also, I'm not going to be fighting many of the enemies out in the wild anyway because there's no point. We have enough money right now to make a lot of money later, and I'm going to be making money constantly anyways because we're about to enter our first dungeon. So I'm going to make money in there, and then on the way to the place where we can make a lot of money, I'll probably have enough money as it is to get the maximum amount of money. It's really easy to make money in this game, and all you really have to do is hold out. There you are. What are you doing now, you idiot? I can smell her perfume. So beautiful and alluring. Oh, snap out of it. I've got to get inside. Whatever Risky's after is worth investigating. Stand back. A quick flick of the wrist and... Oh, there you go. You got it. There. That ought to do it. You go on inside. I'll wait here in case she comes back. Yeah, so the thing about these gates, you need there's more gates. This is a theme. This is a dungeon. Dungeons will always be like this. You have to go to a town, find the person who has to open the gate for you, and then they go to the gate, and then you have to find out where the gate is, and once you get there, they will use something to open the gate, and you think it's like something they can only they could do, but normally it's something even Shantae could have done on her own. Like, he just threw a ball at that eyeball, and it opened the gate, so that's kind of silly. But, hello. There you are. Hold it, you rat. Huh? Is that silly girl again? Try if you'd like, but you'll never keep up with me. Ta-ta. And there she goes, and she locked us out. Oh no, it doesn't look like there's anywhere else for us to go. Well, you know what that means. That's all the time we have for this episode. A hero's work is never done. Join me again next time as we continue to tackle Shantae. Later days, everybody.